A piece of writing which teaches morals is dash. I have didactic, I have playful, I have serious, and analytical. Of course, the answer is not playful, it's not serious, it's not even analytical. The correct answer is didactic, because when you have a play that teaches what is called morality, that play is referred to as a didactic work of art. Question 22. Dash is the location of the action of the plots. I have setting, I have narrative, technique, I have point of view, and characters. If I have to eliminate here, narrative technique is a part of a point of view, and I can't go for characteristics as well, because it is not even what is called location of an action. Of course, the answer will be setting, and setting, of course, can either be physical or temporal. Question 23. A ballad is essentially a dash poem. Of course, it is not descriptive, it is not dramatic, it is not even pastoral, but it is a narrative. It tells a story, though usually it may be in form of a song, but sometimes you see it as something that will give you events about either someone or something. So a poem that tells a story will be called ballad. And ballad, of course, will be a poem in a narrative form. Let's move to question 24. The 4 lines of the Shakespearean sonnet rhyme is, of course, A, B, A, B. That is the 4 lines of a Shakespearean sonnet. Of course, it is A, B, A, B. Where you have the end rhyme A, and then you have the second one in the opposite of A, then you have a repeat of that as well. So it will form what is called A, B, A, B. Question 25. A play in which characters or actions represent abstract ideas or moral qualities is dash. I have an epic, I have a legend, I have an allegory, and I have a satire. Of course, the answer is an allegory. An allegory because it's something that we push or represents some other abstract ideas that we have the knowledge of. And with that, we can have the event of what is happening, maybe known by someone, or probably something that others are also aware of in the society. It might be abstract, or at least it contains the same message as what has actually happened in the past. Question 26. The omniscient narrator is dash, all-knowing, limited, realistic, always humorous. The correct answer is option A, which is all-knowing, because the narrative technique, which is omniscient, assumes that he knows everything, assumes that he is always present where any event is happening. Sometimes you can have such a narrative technique, meaning what is called the eye of God. Question 27. The use of imagery in prose or verse, dash. What does that appeal to? Number 1, it appeals to the senses. Option B, it develops the plots. Option C, it creates confusion. And option D, obscures meaning. The correct answer, of course, will be appeals to the senses, because image is something that works with the senses. And in literature, sometimes you can have words that can represent images as well. And that is why you have imagery as where words represent images in a work of art, either a prose work or a dramatic work. Question 28. In drama, the dash creates humor. I have hero, and I have clown, villain, and then chorus. Of course, the correct answer will be clown, otherwise known as a jester. And this is the character who is employed to create humor or to add flavor or to create laughter. Let me put it that way. To create laughter or make people laugh in a work of art. Let's move to question 29. A dirge is a poem sung dash, meaning that dirge is a poem meant for what particular purpose? Is it to send a child to sleep, or to make workers happy, or at a birthday party, or at a funeral? Of course, dirge is a type of a song that is sung at a funeral. Question 30. A character that develops in the course of a novel or play is described as A. Flat, B. Antagonist, C. Round, and D. Protagonist. The correct answer is a round character, which is the opposite of the flat character. So when a character, when a character appears from the beginning to the end, or probably contributes to the development of the play, that means the character is developing. It is a growing alongside the story. So such a character is referred to as a round character. 31. Dash is fundamental to a play or novel. Of course, we have mime, we have conflicts, we have flashback, and epilogue. The correct answer, of course, is conflict. Conflicts can occur in a prose work. Conflict can also occur in a dramatic work. So it is the fundamental part of either a play or a prose work, which is a novel. 32. A long and serious narrative about heroic characters is dash: burlesque, ballad, epic, and elegy. Of course, the correct answer is epic. Epic will mean a long narrative story or a long narrative work of art talking about someone, possibly a legend as well. So you can't go for any other option here other than you have like epic, because epic is always related to a narrative and it's always long and very much serious. 33. The device used in light as wind on water laid is dash. Light as wind on water laid is dash. We have rhyme, we have simile, we have onomatopoeia, and then we have pun. The correct answer, of course, is a simile, because if you look at the line there, you discover that the use of as is there to compare something and another. 34. A literary work in which action and characters represent ideas is dash. Of course, the correct answer from the option, an allusion, an epigram, an allegory, or an innuendo, is an allegory, because allegory is where you have characters representing ideas that are known by someone, or probably something that is universally true, which everyone has the knowledge of. So the answer is allegory. 35. Oh Happy Torment is an example of dash, or probably exemplifies dash: oxymoron, synecdoche, innuendo, and simile. The correct answer is oxymoron. It is oxymoron because oxymoron is a type of device, or it's a literary device where you have two opposite or strikingly opposite words are placed side by side, because torment can never be said to be happy. So when you have happy and torment placed side by side, you have it as oxymoron there. 36. A recurring dominant idea in a work of art is called dash. We have conflicts, plot, and motive. Of course, the answer is motive. Motive is where you have a particular theme occurring in a work of art, probably from the beginning to the end. For example, you can have the theme of love from either scene 1 to scene 2 to scene 3 to the next act and the like. Once that theme continues to reoccur in that work of art, we call it motive here. 37. The lawyer addressed the bench. Of course, we underline the bench here. From the options, metonymy, hyperbole, simile, and paradox, the correct answer, of course, is metonymy. Why? It is so because the bench really means the judges there. So where you have a word or an expression used to represent an idea, or to represent the position of someone or what that person is associated with there, or is known for, you can see it as metonymy. It can also be referred to as a change of name as well. Another example of that, you can have it like maybe you have the wig and the gown. The wig and the gown, of course, will always represent the lawyers there. So the answer is metonymy. 38. A short introductory speech delivered as a part of a play is called what? I have a preamble, a prologue, an introduction, or an epilogue. Preamble, an introduction, and a prologue are all similar. But in the context of what we are addressing, which is play, you can always go for prologue. So the answer is prologue. 39. The limerick dash, what does it do? A, it is written to be sung. It has a serious subject matter. It's always light and humorous, or it uses lofty language. Of course, the answer is it's always light and humorous. We call it majorly a 5-line nonsensical poem, just to create humor without no serious subject matter. So it is called limerick. So the answer is C, which is it's always light and humorous. 40. The major distinctive feature of drama is dash. Of course, for option A, we have dialogue, we have setting, we have epilogue, we have plot. In drama, dialogue is major. In drama, you have conversation between two characters or among characters, and that can be said to be dialogue in a dialogue form. Prose work has less dialogue, while drama has more dialogue.